In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how you can do a mid-taper without any clipper guards. All you need is your shears, comb, clipper, and trimmer. I like to start most of my haircuts with the top so I can set the right shape for the haircut. Think of your scissor work like the foundation. Fully saturating the hair gets rid of any smashed bed head or hat hair and restores the client's natural growth pattern, and in this case, the curl pattern. We want a round shape, so we'll start with a section in the middle and we'll pull it out at a 90-degree angle. Then we'll follow that guide all the way to the back. Once we get to the occipital bone, I'll go ahead and change my hand position so my palm is facing outward. Now that we have our middle guide, we'll push it to the side and take sections about the width of our comb, making sure we keep the same tension and 90-degree elevation. And then here at the bottom where it's shorter, we'll switch to shear over comb, which is a good technique to save some time. Next, we'll part our middle guide and push it to the other side and take some vertical sections from the round of the head before matching that to our guide. We'll repeat the same steps on the other side, making sure we keep a consistent tension and elevation on each section. At the round of the head on this side, we'll switch our hand position again, that way we can avoid any strain on our wrist. And the last step for our shear work is to pull the fringe down at 0-degree elevation and cut everything nice and even. Next, we'll check the shape and cut anything down that looks unbalanced, and then we'll lay the sides down with the blow dryer. Using my Andis Masters closed, I'll set in my mid-taper bald line. And then with the lever fully open and holding the clipper at an angle, we can flick and create a wide foundation to find the fade. This is the most important step in the no guard method. Once we are confident, we can adjust the angle of our clipper down until it's flat against the client's head. All of these steps are going to be the same on the beard as well. Now with the lever half open, we'll go up halfway between the bald and open lines, and make sure you flick with each step because harsh lines are going to be harder to fade out. With the lever 3/4 open, flick out the line between the open and half open steps. At this point, we want to start more of our detail work, so using the corner of the clipper blade will be really useful. The last step is lever closed and flicking out our bottom line. Next, we want to connect the top to our fade, so we'll use clipper over comb starting behind the ear and work our way up to the temple. And then we'll be detailing any dark spots we see along the way with our corners. Then we want to use all of the same steps on the opposite side.
Yeah, I just would overheat way too much. I'd have to wait like, selling that one for $20,000. It's not gonna be easy, but I was like, damn, this is a good video. And I checked to see how many minute long video, like really good editing, really good audio.
And then repeat all of the same steps on the back as well. Once we get to clipper over comb, we'll use a clipper comb since we are dealing with a lot more hair. And don't be afraid to put the spine of the comb right up against the client's head, otherwise it won't connect with the taper. And then here we can see my client has some difficult hair growth patterns, so we will use a lot of corner work to make sure that the gradients matches the rest of the taper. Now we'll get our trimmer and line up around the ears, finding that balance between keeping it natural and getting a sharp dark line. And then we'll do the same with the curves on the temple area.
A really simple investment strategy and just stick with it for 20 years and just make this shit ton of money. Try to make as much money as I can and just try to invest as much as I possibly can, like every single month.
Then we'll repeat all of these steps on the other side. And then here I'm using clipper over comb again because my client decided he wanted the sides to be a little bit tighter. Then we'll use our foil shaver to get everything skin tight, and then we'll pass the straight razor over our lineup. We'll put some curl cream in the top to define the curls and comb the fringe down to get a more consistent finished look. And here's the finished haircut. If you have any questions, comment them down below. Otherwise, hit like and subscribe for more no guard tutorials.